Well, hello, welcome. We're going to be working on the velocity component in code.org. So this is lesson 19 for velocity, for those of you that are following along each lesson. So velocity x is what we're going to be using for this, but there's a velocity y as well. And basically, we're just going to kind of work through this. It says one way to move the sprites in GameLab is with a counter pattern. For example, sprite.x equals sprite.x plus 1. So we're kind of moving, the x location plus 1 as we move that across the screen. This pattern is so common that the sprites have a velocity x property that does this for you. So what they did is they created a component that will do that similar movement for you that you've encountered previously. So it says, do this. Use the new velocity x block to make the sprite move. Add the new movement block outside of the draw loop, dragging a velocity x block directly to where your sprite is created. So as you can see right down here, we have comments here. It says add the new movement block outside the draw loop and assign the velocity a value of 1. So we're going to drag this out here, and we're just going to give it a value of 1. Okay, now, one other thing as we kind of work through this, it says assign the velocity value of 1, which we did. The block should now say fish.velocityx. Well, if you notice down here, it still says sprite, so we need to name it the same as what this variable name is so that it affects the fish. Okay, and so we named it to fish, right, so that it equals, it's the same as what the variable is. Run the code, what happens? Well, if we run it, the fish moves at a velocity of 1 going on the x value. Notice it's not in the draw loop. Okay, so this is kind of different than what we had when you have the .x. For this is you got to keep it in the draw loop, because as it goes to the draw loop, it's going to kind of continually change one by one, change the x location each time it loads. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to change the value again. Let's make it 5. And we can kind of see what happens there. It's going to move quicker. Okay, and if we were to move this, across the screen, let's just start the fish off a little bit further to the left. You're going to see that it moves quicker. Okay, and the higher the number, obviously, the faster the velocity it's going to be. All right, so let's move on to, we're going to finish this one. And we're going to go ahead and continue and move on to the next area of this lesson. So now it says moving down. Here's a feather sprite, but should be floating down the screen. If velocity.x makes a sprite move to the right, can you find the block that will make the feather move down? Well, so we know that if we show the grid that the x values go this way. So if we want the x to increase in value, you can see there goes, we're at 194, then in the 200s. Same thing with the y value. It starts off this way, and as we go down, it increases. So if we want the feather to move down the screen, we're going to want to affect the velocity for y. So again, we're going to drag this over here. We have sprite. Let's change this to feather. Okay, so, and then we're going to change this. It says give the block a value to make the feather move down the screen. So let's just make, because it's a feather, we don't want it to move too fast. Let's just go ahead and give this 1. And we can see that the feather moves down the screen. Okay. Make the move. Okay. So now let's go ahead and move on to 4. And here we go again. So you can use the rotation speed to make your sprite spin. If you want your sun to rotate by 2 degrees each time it's drawn, you can use sun.rotation speed equals 2. So, make this connection here, rotation speed, each number that you have here is a degree. So if this is 2, it's 2 degrees that it's moving, okay? And again, we're going to keep this outside the draw loop after you've created the sprite. Okay, so make the sun rotate by 3 degrees each time it's drawn. So let's go ahead and drag the rotation speed. So this is a different block than what we had before. We had velocity, but rotation speed kind of operates on the same principle. And we'll name it sun. And it says we want to make the sun rotate by 3 degrees. So let's go ahead and do 3 degrees. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. And there's our sun rotating at 3 degrees. Kind of a cool thing. You can just place the sun in the upper right hand corner or whatever you're working on, and you can have it rotate. This could be with a lot of different things. very kind of useful tool that we have here in code.org. So we're going to move on to our skill building again for our next lesson. And as we can controlling speed, you use rotation speed outside the draw loop to make your sprite rotate when your program started. You can also use rotation speed inside the draw loop to change the speed of the sprite during the game. For example, a sprite can start rotating when the user presses the space bar, and it will keep rotating until it's told to stop. So now we're going to use this rotation speed, and we're going to add an if statement to this. So they already have this down here for us. You know, if when the key went down, we press the space bar. Now we need to have this in the draw loop because what we need the program to do is continually check the if statement to see if that is actually occurring. If we had the if statement outside the draw loop, then it wouldn't be in a loop, and it would check it one time when the program starts and it wouldn't check it again. So it's really important that we keep the if statement in there. So it says look at the conditional statement inside the draw loop that checks if the spacebar has been pressed. Make the color wheel start spinning when the make the color wheel start spinning when the user presses the spacebar. Drag a rotation speed block inside the if statement and set its value. Okay, so we're going to drag the rotation speed block inside of this, and we're going to have to go up here and look. Okay, so it's named wheel. So we're going to have to name this wheel. And it doesn't really give us a rotation speed. We'll just make it 3 since we did that with the sun before. And then go ahead and run. Now it doesn't look like it's doing anything right now, but as it says here, when the key is when key went down, so if we press the space bar down, it should rotate. And it does. And if I let off of that, it will eventually stop there. All right. So actually it won't stop because we don't have an else for this. So once I press this, it's just going to start spinning. Okay, and if I press it again, it won't do anything. So it's just going to keep going on and on and on. So now we're going to talk probably about in the next lesson here. We're going to go to 6, and that's finished with this one now. So when we go to 6, oh, we have a quiz for you. So change the velocity with position. So one advantage to using the velocity blocks inside conditionals, if blocks, is that your sprite keeps moving even after the condition stops being true. For example, you only had to press the key once to start the color wheel spinning, and it kept spinning forever. The code below uses if statements to make a fish sprite move in different directions. So do this. Look at the if statements that check the sprite's position and set its velocity. So we go down here and we notice that if the fish.x is less than 0, so if we show the grid, if the dot x is less than 0, then we're going to set the velocity at 2. So what we're going to do is have the character move across here. Right? So basically the character is going to start over here on the side off the screen. Then it says if the fish.x is greater than 400, so we get over here to this side, we're going to set the velocity to -2. So what we're going to do is if the fish is over here, it's going to move across this way. If the fish is over here, we're going to have it move across this way. And basically it's going to kind of create a bounce effect, or it should. Okay, and that's all it has for that. So what should really happen here is the fish is going to start, let's take a look at where this fish starts. Oh, right in the middle of the screen. So right here. Okay. And so what you're going to want to do here is type what you think is going to happen. So you go ahead and type what you think is going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I believe the character is going to start here. It's going to move across the screen. When it hits over here, it's going to go back this way. When it hits over here, it's going to go back this way. It's going to have this loop of just going back and forth. Okay. So that's kind of how you can affect velocity. And this is really useful tool of using the velocity with this, but we also talked about rotation speed. So hopefully that helps you and you gain more experience with coding in code.org. Good luck.